Hello and welcome to the December astrology, the final month of 2023. And we start this year with the Mercury retrograde, and we will be ending the year with the Mercury retrograde, and Mercury will retrograde in two signs, Capricorn and Sagittarius, impacting cardinal and mutable placements. The mutable placements are Gemini, Sagittarius, Virgo, and Pisces. Cardinals, Aries, Libra, Capricorn, and Cancer. So that's important to be aware of, and those signs and those placements will feel it the most. So the placements that you have these cardinal and mutable signs in. If you would like to book a reading, there is a link down below for you to book a reading, right? As well as if you'd like to show appreciation for these videos, there is a link for that. So let's get into the introduction. You do need to watch the introduction to understand information and how these planets are moving into what signs and what signs are they in. So what will be the theme, right? As well as know that you should watch your sun, moon, and rising. Watch your sun, very important. Watch your rising. Your rising is also very important. Your rising rules the areas of life implicated by the transits, the movement of the planets, right? And your sun sign is basically also affected by this in the sense that your sun is your soul's growth. It's something we're all very aware of. That's why everyone knows their sun sign. Everybody knows their sun sign. Everyone knows, like, oh, my birthday is in Leo season, I'm a Leo. My birthday is in Taurus season, I'm a Taurus. My birthday is in, whichever season it is, Virgo season, I'm a Virgo. So that's how you know. You know because that's the season. You can look it up. It's very easy for everyone to know. You'll even find, where people give like these charms with your sign. They'll give you the date so you can know where you are. So everyone's very much aware of their sun sign. Your rising sign was where the sun was on the horizon, right? And that is very important, and you need the time of birth to be aware of that. And that shows the houses and areas of life, right, which will be implicated by transits, as well as your birth chart. Your birth chart basically will show through the houses how. So, your second and your eighth house is about your finances and money. 10th is the career, goals, right? What you want to put out into the world, your sense of purpose. Even if you're not working, there's a sense of purpose that you have, and that will be the area of life. So those houses are very important. They all rule the aspect of self. First house, self. Second house, talent, skills, and income. Third house, communication, siblings, environment, neighborhood, right? Movement as well. So those things are very important, and how your mind works. So those are all the things that are important to understand when it comes to the rising. The moon sign. How is the moon implicated? The moon is your emotional world and private life, what people don't see, right? It's what happens privately, how you're feeling. Whereas the sun can be outward in the world. The rising sign too, depending on the area of house it's in. So you see how it goes. For me personally, I like to look at all three. That's how I like to read it, because I feel that's a full picture. It's wholesome. It gives me everything, and I know how it's affecting me internally. I'm very much aware of my emotions, so I'm aware of what's happening privately and how am I feeling and how is this implicating and affecting me. And your rising also, it's more external, it's very obvious, as well as my sun. My sun's what's motivating me, so if I'm challenged in that way, I'll be aware of it. Comment down below. Do you resonate with your sun? Do you resonate with your rising more or your moon? I'm very interested to know, right? What is most important to you? And sometimes if we have a day or night chart, our moon is most important, right? That's what we more resonate with compared to our sun. I have a day chart, so I very much so am resonating with that sun of mine. Just some information about astrology there. So let's get into the astrology. So on the 1st, we have Mercury entering into Capricorn. This will be the pre-shadow period already. The pre-shadow period started in November already with Mercury, right? Entering into its pre-shadow, where the planet is already slowing down. It's moving slower. Why does this happen? Well, it's not that the planet is stopping or slowing. It's from where it's positioned from the Earth, or moving backwards, right? Or moving backwards, so to speak. It's where the planet is positioned, basically from Earth's point of view. It seems as though the planet is moving backwards. It's called an optical illusion. And not that, so Mercury's not really moving backwards. Mercury's not, oh, the sun, oh, it doesn't go backwards. No. From Earth's point of view, the optical illusion seems that Mercury is now moving backwards. And this creates within us all a miscommunication with others, because Mercury rules our communication, our thoughts, mental fog. It seems like things are moving backwards. That's where our mind is going, into the past. People from the past come back into our lives, right? This is exes, lovers, friends, people you love, people you didn't love so much, everyone come back. You'll also be thinking a lot about the past. It's a lot to do with the past. Reassessing the past, reanalyzing, relooking, reevaluating. I mean, looking back is not a bad thing. It's meant for us to look back so that we can move forward, see what we've learned from those experiences. Sometimes to even redo a similar experience, which maybe, you know, in order to understand why we need to move forward. That's what Mercury retrograde is there to teach, the reason why we need to move forward by looking back. What have we learned, and how can we also shape and shift things better? You can feel exhausted. A Mercury retrograde is tiring. It's almost, if your mind feels foggy and, you know, just mentally exhausted, you just want to switch off. You're not in the mood to do things. You're not in the mood to do it because mentally you're just not there. You're spacey. Mercury retrograde is a great time for intuition, and I find people born during a Mercury retrograde, with Mercury retrograde in their charts, very intuitive. They have the energy to see further into the future, and people born with a Mercury retrograde also handle retrogrades a lot better. They constantly find things they're having these miscommunications and misunderstandings. You must know a lot of their communication is internalized, right? So they find that regularly. And so if Mercury goes retrograde, they kind of understand. There's people who do have Mercury direct in their chart actually want to move things a lot more quicker going forward and struggle with it a lot more. So besides all of that, if you have to move, make sure you have everything planned, appointments, check times and dates because of the mental fog, be more forgetful. So any travel plans, vehicles, check your vehicles because it's a mode of transport and Mercury rules over that. Check your tires, check your oil, check your water, all the necessary things you need to do to get moving. Very important. Think before you speak. Already you are struggling to think before you speak. Maintain healthy boundaries because you are revisited with past conflicts in order to see how you handle it. Embrace delays and stops as part of the process of life and see them as blessings in disguise. Then maybe the time is not now. Mercury retrograde is a time to complete things. Definitely not a time to start something. So great for completing that book you're working on. And this is why sometimes people can come to like a complete done with a relationship during Mercury retrograde, because it is a time to complete things. It's done. All right. But anything like writing a book, starting a project, doing all the things, it's done now. You know what I mean? You can complete it. So it's great for that. It's great for intuition. It's great for re-looking at things, reanalyzing things, rejuvenating, time out, resuscitating yourself, and, you know, just giving yourself that time. Maybe it's great that it's happening in December. I know there's a lot of family meetups and, you know, that can create a little bit of drama. But understand this is showing you something. Maybe an area of life with better boundaries. Maybe you need to see how someone really thinks because they're more impulsive and more prone at this time. Anywho, let's get into the astrology. December 4th, we have Venus entering into Scorpio. Venus is a planet of love, luxury, beauty. Scorpio is intensity. Venus don't like to be here. Venus is at home in Taurus. Yeah, it's in its detriment. Venus now has to be guarded. Venus knows deception. Venus knows betrayal. Scorpio, right? Scorpio is about truth, about how do we get to truth. We have to go through the period of having to be told that lie. So during this Venus retrograde, I feel the truth will come out. We are in a Mercury retrograde, so Mercury retrograde too, especially in the pre-shower period, as well as post and the Mercury retrograde, you can get the truth. And also Scorpio is an energy of digging for the truth. This is where you get the I need to find the truth about the situation, right? We can become very obsessed in Venus and Scorpio, like obsessive over a person, a situation, a grievance, because it is Scorpio, it's a water sign and holding on to emotions. Do work with releasing. Obsession is a key thing. This is where you can get a lot of stalkers, all of those energies, because we're dealing with the intensity of it. So be aware of that. Venus don't like to be here. Venus wants to relax. Venus wants to, you know, make their money. Venus wants to have a good time. But in Scorpio, it's like, I need to uncover things. I need to see the truth. I need to be awoken from lies. I need to, you know, I need to figure out a situation. This is the fixation, especially on emotions. Obsessions are one of the things can happen. Those are the negatives. Are there positives? Yes. You can develop a new level of deep and profound intimacy in a coupled relationship. If you meet someone at this time, remember we're in a pre-shadow period. Don't start anything new. Take it easy and take it one day at a time. Right? Pre-shadow period, Mercury retrograde. Take it one day at a time. Venus and Scorpio here can truly, truly show you, beyond a shadow of a doubt, like, you know, deep intimacy in a healthy coupled relationship. And within a relationship that is new, someone you just meet, there will be intensity and passion. It is the energy of Scorpio. Scorpio rules physical intimacy. So you can experience these profound shifts and changes with this energy. Venus and Scorpio is not a bad placement, just because it's in its detriment and it's not easy and there's intensity. This is where people feel things so strongly, like they're just more intense. Love is more intense. Jealousy is more intense. The feelings are intense. This is Scorpio. It's a fixed water sign, and Venus has come here. So we are more intense. We're more intense about everything. I would say Venus and Scorpio is not bad for finances, right? Venus and Scorpio is really good financially, and not just finances. I mean, people think of finances with Venus, but it's a planet of luxury too. So gift giving. Right, where you might receive some really lovely gifts. On December 6th, Neptune goes direct in sign of Pisces, and this is great. This will basically, like, we've been very much in reality and having to deal with seeing things very clearly. Neptune going direct really helps us put on those rose-tinted glasses and give into our wildest dreams, and even fantasize about accomplishing those dreams. It gives us that, you know, the world seems better, you know, kind of vibe. Not that the world will be better, but we all of a sudden have a different point of view. Once the plan moves direct, we get this like, oh, but watch out for the day that goes direct, because on the day it goes direct, it will give you those hot truths. The Neptune retrograde was for you to re-look at things, to re-see things, right? The deceptions, the lies, the manipulations. Once Neptune goes direct, we start feeling like we can dream again, we can be hopeful again. On the 12th of December, new moon in Sagittarius. This is great, but the very next day, Mercury goes retrograde. So we have this new moon that is telling us, go after our wildest dreams. It's in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is a Jupiter ruled, and it's big, and we want to go off into every avenue and adventure, and we so strongly want to do this, right? We are optimistic. It highlights this energy of trying to feel optimistic, a new beginning and fresh start after maybe feeling disillusioned, to optimism. But it is happening when Mercury goes retrograde. And that's important. So we could be feeling a little drained and out of it and needing some time out and some rest and sleep, especially the day when Mercury goes retrograde. Even the day before, you just feel zoned out, completely drained. And then Mercury kicks off its retrograde in the sign of Capricorn. Now, Mercury in retrograde in Capricorn, realistically looking at the people you have around you, your plans, your future. How are these people helping you with your future? How are these people helping you with your goals? How is this fitting with your reputation becomes a big thing as well. How is this fitting with who you are? Mercury has you thinking very Capricorn terms, boss-like energy about what it is that you want. And then we have on the 21st, the sun enters into Capricorn. Happy birthday to all the Capricorns, and happy birthday to the Sagittariuses, because it was also their season prior, right? And now it's Capricorn season, so happy birthday from the 21st to the Capricorns. And Capricorn season is all about tradition, hard work, discipline. It is the busiest time of year where we got to get things done and prepped, right? 21st of December, a few days before the festive. This is where we feel that hustle and bustle, and it's Capricorn energy. It is also energy of Capricorn is traditional. It's what's important, you know, the appearances. I look at, you know, Capricorn is the dressing. Why are we like the dressing on your window when it's Christmas? Because it's the reputation, what people are seeing, the outside world. This is the energy of it. December 23rd, Mercury goes retrograde now in Sagittarius. Now we have to rethink all our plans, all our sense of optimism, or we might even like feel like we have to go and think on our philosophies, our sense of belief, our what we're learning in life, our bigger view, right? And then December 26th, we have a full moon in Cancer. On the same day, we have Chiron, the wounded healer, going direct. 26th of December. Deeply emotional. Deeply emotional. A Cancer full moon is a moon in water, cardinal water, and your emotions will be rising like the tide and the waves, and you will feel them wanting you to push towards change. Chiron, the wounded healer, going direct, shows you your most vulnerable wounds, and days before and prior, 2 or 3 days before and prior, you will feel the emotions of it, because Chiron too makes us feel pretty heavy. We can feel alone because it's going direct in Aries. Deepest emotions, we feel them coming to the surface, big, right? And these are both cardinal signs. So we are feeling the need for change when it comes to our emotional world. Deeply, we can even feel weepy, sensitive, family come up with that full moon, because it's all about, you know, Cancer is all about the family, the home. Deep emotions can come up, but it can also be a full moon where you're completing something with your family and home, right? On the 29th, we have Venus in Sagittarius, right? And this is all about Venus's love, luxury, beauty. Venus loves to be in Sagittarius. It gives us the optimism. It opens up our opportunities for love and finance. We have this big world view. We have ideas. We want to go off in different directions, and we're optimistic and hopeful. We believe in ourselves. We feel powerful, like we can take charge and do what we feel we want to do that is in touch with our deepest desires. December 30th, Jupiter goes direct in the sign of Taurus. And Jupiter's been retrograde for the past couple of months. September 4th. And the retrograde could have made us have to rethink, re-look at our values, our money and income. And having to work with our abundance on the inside. Once Jupiter goes direct in Taurus, we'll start seeing our abundance in the outside world. And that is your December intro. Now we're going to get into each sign, all 12 of them. Aries, so we have a Mercury retrograde from the month of December, so be aware of that. Miscommunication, misunderstandings, mental fog, delays, frustrations. Check all appointments to make sure that you get on time, because we can miss appointments. There's more traffic. It's a tense time. Delays and frustrations are common. Great time to complete things, not a great time to start anything new. Any paperwork, read and reread before you sign due to the mental fog. Vehicles, check your oil, water and tire pressure, as well as vehicles can give us troubles. Technology too. Back up all your information. Anything that has like electricity as well, so be aware of that. Now on the first, we have Mercury moving into the area of career, goals, dreams, aspirations, reputation, authorities as well, authority figures. You can have a lot of miscommunication already starting because of the pre-shadow period, so be aware of it because Mercury will go retrograde on the 13th. So be aware of that. Miscommunication, misunderstandings with people in authority over you, parents, employers, anyone who sees themselves in a position of authority will be having this miscommunication with you. You'll be reanalyzing and re-looking at your career goals and sense of purpose. It's a great time to complete anything you've been working on. So past efforts can pay off, but nothing new that you start now will be effective. This will also be a time for you to reevaluate your course of action going forward with this goals. Your reputation will be highlighted at this time, so people too can also come at you and say, you know what, I just want to tell you that I feel you coming off in a certain way. Your reputation, how they see you. So be aware of that and set healthy boundaries where you need to. Change things if there is an issue and it is you. But other than that, that's what's happening. Now on December 6th, we have Neptune going direct, and this is really good because you could have had a lot of, subconscious blocks, self-sabotage through escapism, either maybe relationships or either any type of relationships. This area of hidden enemies. It could also be escapism through addictions, whether that's drugs, alcohol, or procrastination, scrolling through social media, just that, lazy buzz. This helps you now move forward and actually get things done, and you can really focus on your dreams and your intuition and spiritual journey and spiritual healing. On the 4th of December, we have Venus entering into your area of life of finances, especially joint assets and income. This is really good for that. Financial investments can pay off at this time, right? Over the next couple of weeks until the 29th, so financial investments can pay off. You can reap the financial rewards. A partner might get a bonus. Partner's finances might, be very good at this time, or you'll be looking at your partner's finances. It's also a really good time for intimacy with partners for you. Now, on the 12th of December, we have a new moon, and this new moon is reestablishing new ideas, faith, optimism, going off into different areas of life. It's a great time to decide about new avenues of higher education, higher learning. This will also be a time where maybe you want to learn something through experience. Maybe you might take up a holiday job, right? You want to learn through these experiences. This is a time where you're shifting your personal beliefs, new and fresh starts to your beliefs and how you feel about yourself. It'll also be a time where you will be, wanting to travel or thinking of travel plans, vacation plans, having an adventure. There is a need to break free a little, right? And get out of a routine. And that's what you're doing in this new moon, offers you that new beginning and fresh start. December 13th, Mercury is now retrograde in the area of career, goals, aspirations, authority figures. This can bring up a lot of miscommunication with authority figures, personal, professional, a sense of authority. So parents, employers, anyone who sees themselves in a position of power, and you're reassessing your career, re-looking at it. Delays with career projects can come up at this time. Great time to complete it, not a time to start anything new, but reassessment of your goals is highly important going forward. On the 21st of December, we have the sun now entering into the area of career, goals, aspirations, sense of purpose, ambitions, and you are feeling motivated, illuminated. This is where you are feeling you are on a soul level wanting to thrive, but it is coming with that reassessment. Remember that. On the 23rd of December, we have Mercury now retrograding in the area of higher learning, travel, higher pursuits and beliefs. You are reanalyzing and relooking at past beliefs. You can get into altercations and conflicts when you share your beliefs with others. This is where people now are like, what do you believe? And you might not align with their beliefs. That can get pretty messy. It's not the time to be dogmatic, but to remain open-minded. Remember, we all have different beliefs. That's what's important. If anyone's becoming dogmatic towards you with their beliefs, this is where you're also like, you know what, this might not be for me. I can't grow or expand. And Mercury retrograde will have you rethinking past experiences as well. You might meet people from the past who you studied with or learned something with or had an experience that was offering you wisdom. So be aware of that. Any travel plans, check and recheck things, especially because now it's retrograde in the area of travel. On the 26th, we have a full moon, the area of home and family. This can be where you're setting healthy boundaries with family. Chiron is also going direct in your sign, so you could be feeling pretty low. Chiron in Aries, direct, especially days before, 2 days before and 2 days after, will bring up your deepest wounds about failure and sense of self and what you can accomplish. When it goes direct, it's now where you are actually like, okay, I had to relook at my wounds. I had to learn some things. How can I move forward even though I have these wounds? Even though I feel like I'm a failure, how can I learn from those failures and implement them? But remember, with the full moon, it's bringing up your deepest emotions. You might be feeling like you need to stay at home, decluttering your home, working on clearing out things in your home. You know, it's happening after Christmas, so maybe you're clearing out your space. Maybe you're thinking about family stuff that has come up. Maybe family talks may have brought up deep emotions within you. This is also a time when maybe you're moving home or just moved home and you had to invite family over. It is a time where you are connecting to family, but you're deep in your feelings, spending more time resting and rejuvenating. You're feeling a bit tired as well. Now, on the 29th, we have Venus entering into the area of travel, expansion, growth, and this is where you're feeling passionate about higher learning, wisdom. You might even, especially for romance, meet someone from a different culture from you if you are single, or someone from a foreign place, or someone where you're actually maybe going to watch a documentary, you know, or going to a museum, a place of learning, and you might meet someone there. For couples, this is really good for travel, like traveling, vacationing. Remember of the Mercury retrograde, it is also a time where you might be sharing your philosophies with a partner, right? You might be looking at opportunities to expand and grow together. So it is a good time in that energy. On the 30th, we have Jupiter now direct in the area of money and income. So you've been reassessing your finances since September. Now that Jupiter is going direct, this is where you can actually see money coming to you a lot more easier, opportunities coming to you in the external world. The retrograde period is an internal time that we have to gain wisdom from where we are feeling challenged financially and how we can shift our perspective about abundance within our life so we can move forward and create abundance within our reality. But it is now the opportunities coming from the external world for your finances to grow. So put your best foot forward and go out into the world. Look at those skills and talents. Send out your resume. Look at your skills and talents. Decide to start something. Not yet though, because Mercury is retrograde after the 20th of January. Okay, but 1st of January, Mercury goes direct. 20th of January is the post-shadow period of 2024. Hello Taurus, December 2023, final month. I will tell you and advise you to watch your finances this month, especially in the month of December, and how you spend your money. Be aware of that. Mercury retrogrades can create miscommunication, misunderstandings, and mental confusion. We can have more vehicle breakdowns, technology difficulties, and the like, right? Exes can come back. All of those energies is part of the Mercury retrograde. Now, on the 4th of December, we have Venus opposite you, right? Mercury is already in its pre-shadow period. But on the 4th of December, we have Venus opposite you. This is really good for partnerships. If you're single, you can meet someone new. In existing relationships, they can bring some love and harmony into those relationships. You're more magnetic and attractive. It's also good for business and business dealings. People are more wanting to spend around you. You might get gifts from people. This is other people, right? And it's happening opposite you. So it's very harmonious. On the 6th of December, we have Neptune direct, and this has to do with your people you interact with via choice, the social groups, friendships, work groups, collaborations, and the like. And now with Neptune direct, Neptune being retrograde could have created a lot of, how can we say, when it comes to these groups, you know, hidden enemies, confusion, having to take off the rose-tinted glasses and look at the people basically that you have around you. When Neptune goes direct, you might even get that reality on that day, but going forward, you're now more optimistic and hopeful, and you can meet new people that can really help you when it comes to collaborations and focusing on your future vision and dreams that you have for yourself. 12th of December, new moon in the area of finances. This gives you new ideas, new opportunities for financial investments, new opportunities for partner, like a partner, business partner, or even someone that you share finances with. New opportunities coming to them for their finances. This is where energy you put towards growing finances also can pay off at this time, but it's all about your finances as well. Very much aware of that. Be, aware that financially too, you need to watch what you spend because of where Mercury goes retrograde. Just be aware of that. So when it comes to intimacy, you might need to see the truth about certain relationships and set healthy boundaries, especially people that you've been vulnerable and open with, either emotionally sharing your secrets, right? Or either physically intimate with. You'll have to set those healthy boundaries. But it is a new, especially from draining relationships, especially. And see the truth. The truth will be revealed with this new moon where you gain clarity. On the 13th of December, Mercury goes retrograde in the area of expansion, growth, travel plans, travel plans, sense of beliefs, anything that you're learning either via experience or higher education pursuits. So you need to re-look at what you have learned, what you've experienced during this Mercury retrograde, anything that you put out into the world, published and so forth. Re-looking and re-analyzing your philosophical beliefs about yourself. What we believe is what we achieve. So this is what you're re-looking at higher education. Maybe you want to go back and study something. Maybe you want to learn something deeper. You might be interested in pursuing deeper learning about things in order to achieve. Maybe you're a business owner and you need to relearn something. Seek that information in order to set things straight and how you can achieve something, right? On the 21st, we have the sun now moving into the area of higher learning, your mind, in higher pursuits, and your spiritual growth and your spiritual journey. Even the Mercury retrograde too takes you on that spiritual journey and sense of beliefs. On the 23rd of December, this is where Mercury now goes retrograde in the area of finances, debts, loans, taxes. So the new moon gave you new ideas about your finances, maybe new opportunities too. But now you need to watch how much you spend. This is where you can overinvest in something, or, I would say during this Mercury retrograde, great for paying debts, great for paying, back loans, great for paying anyone that way. Or maybe someone has helped you and you return the favor. You are doing those kinds of things anywhere that you owe those karmic debts too. So this Mercury retrograde can bring up secrets that will come and be revealed, especially when it comes to intimate relationships, right? You'll be able to see the truth being revealed. Even professional or business relationships can give you the truth. So be aware of that. Truth will be revealed to you, Mercury retrograde, about your relationships. That's just the way it is. Mercury loves information. The area of life is the 8th house it's hitting. And that's where we see the secrets. The truth wants to come out. It wants to tell us, hey, this is the truth. Your fears and anxieties of the past may come back to you. You might be triggered by an experience that takes you into a past experience. Remember that's triggering you for you to heal. It's for you to shift your response and how you react to those situations. On the 26th, we have a full moon now. And this full moon is happening in the area of communication. This is where you might decide not to communicate anymore with certain people. You're cutting off certain communication, or there's something you've been holding in yourself. You now feel the need to express it. This full moon will also be a great time to complete off any emails, paperwork, anything you need to send off. People also want to communicate with you with this full moon. So watch the communication, because you might be deciding certain communications you don't want to, you just don't want to involve yourself in anymore. Watch how you're thinking and how you communicate with yourself, as your thoughts will be very heavy at this full moon. And your wounds are also being activated because Chiron goes direct on the same day, which is the area of endings, releasing and letting go. So there's something that you're ending and letting go of when it comes to the past and how you've dealt with things and how you want to deal with things, especially with this full moon, and how you communicate and express yourself. I would not be surprised if maybe wounds came out from the past basically for you during this time of something that you need to work through emotionally and maybe express it to someone. Like, hey, you're breaking my boundary. This happened to me before and I don't want to be there anymore. And I want to move forward. Can we work on this or not? Right? Will this situation evolve or not? Is what you want to see. And you'll be very practical and air sign like about it, like intellectualize it. It's going to be come across very intellectualized. It's going to come across like this is fact. It is what it is. On the 29th, we have Venus now moving into area into money and finances, especially investments. This is really good for finances and investments, payoffs. If you know, Venus is about money too, so it will bless you here, which is a good thing. And a partner might also get opportunities, which will be great with Venus doing this for you. This is really good for financial growth for you. I would say see where you're investing your time and energy and your money and how you want to grow with that. And like I said, you could also get money to pay off something, or you might receive a lump sum of money on something you've been working on, where you've been investing your time and energy. When it comes to intimate relationships, you can become more intimate, more involved, share your vulnerabilities. And if you're single, you might meet someone that you become very intimate with very quickly. On the 30th of December, Jupiter goes direct in your sign, and this is great. Jupiter's been retrograde since September, so you were internalizing your abundance, maybe having to work through challenges, gain the wisdom and see what changes you need to make, and learning about the abundance within yourself. When Jupiter goes direct now, you can get these opportunities from outside of yourself. Before it was internal with a retrograde, or retrogrades take us internally. Now you can finally move forward and see these opportunities coming to you within your reality with your finances until May of 2024. Now remember that Mercury is retrograde until the 1st of January, and Mercury's post-shadow period will end on the 20th of January 2024. Gemini, be very aware your ruler is already in the pre-shadow period and going retrograde in the month of December. So we start off the month on the 1st of December with Mercury entering to the 8th house of loans, taxes, income, investments, intimate relationships, everything that's hidden. So truth can be revealed, miscommunication, misunderstanding in the relationships that are most closest to you, especially intimate relationships with you, emotionally or physically intimate. Exes can return, especially for you. This is the area of intimacy and vulnerability. So anyone you've been intimate or vulnerable with, whether it's a friend or a lover, they can return. This would also be a time where you shouldn't spend, because it's in the pre-shadow period. And also this will be applicable when Mercury goes retrograde. And I mean, like, make big purchases in terms of, if you didn't want to buy it prior, you know what I mean? Don't go decide to buy it now. Because when Mercury goes retrograde, 13th, in the same area of life, you might notice now things are financially just more challenging. So the retrograde sometimes give us a precursor of what's going to happen during the retrograde. So the pre-shadow gives us like a preview of the actual retrograde. So be mindful of that. And this is your ruler. So delays. Check travel plans. Check information before you read, especially contracts. Back up on your information. Vehicles, check oil, water before you go hit those roads, you know. Travel plans, check everything. Appointments, check everything. Mental foggers, no. Think before you say something, although that's hard during a Mercury retrograde. If truth is revealed, see what it's telling you and reassess the situation. Great time to complete things. Venus on the 4th enters into the area of work, health, and routine, and you're taking more pleasure in taking care of you. How are you sleeping, eating? You are basically giving you what you need. This is a very pleasurable time. It can even make work a bit easier and more harmonious, right? On the 6th, we have Neptune going direct in the area of career, goals, dreams, aspirations. And first 2 days before and 2 days after, it can give you a reality check about your career. But then afterwards, it gives you this ability to see things differently. Neptune direct gives us back our rose-tinted glasses. So we look at things like, oh, I'm hopeful about my career. I'm hopeful about my goals. I see the vision of what I want to create. The retrograde gives us the reality check. So that's what that's giving you. On the 12th of December, we have a new moon opposite you. This is new beginnings and fresh starts to relationships. So you could meet someone. You could have a fresh start with an existing relationship, personal and professional. Mercury retrograde in the area of the 8th house now. Intimacy, finances, assets, loans, taxes, payments coming to you. Things could feel a bit slowed down in terms of money. Budgets too is the same area of life that rules. So keep a budget this December. I know that's not fun, but do keep one. It will assist you greatly. Like, don't overdo it or overindulge with your finances. You might, if you have a partner too, this would be a time where you might be looking at your partner, like, because your partner might be wanting to overindulge. You could even have fights about finances with a partner, or fights with a financial advisor, where you just feel conflicted about what they're telling you. You might feel the information is inconsistent. Those types of things. Research things, relook at things, reevaluate things is what's important. Secrets will come to light. On the 21st, we have the sun entering into the same area. There's also a time with the Mercury retrograde where you'll be revisiting past fears, doubts, pain, trauma. And you might even be triggered by someone who comes back and brings that back into your life. But that is just for your own healing, releasing, and letting go. Now, the sun enters into the same area of life. And this is just reaffirming that you are, looking at ways to invest your time and energy in a wiser manner, finances in a wiser manner, reassessing, re-looking at the budget, re-looking at finances. Mercury retrogrades don't have to be bad for finances with the 8th house. It can also bring you financial investments previously owed to you can get paid. So if someone owed you money, it can come through. But I wouldn't suggest like overspending at this time. Just hold on, right? Spend, but watch how you're spending. Indulge, but don't be overindulgent. Okay? That's what I'm trying to get at. On the 23rd, Mercury will enter into the area of retrograde opposite you. This is going to bring exes, frenemies, people from the past, anyone, partnership, personal, professional, back into your life. And it's asking you to reassess these connections. There can be miscommunication, misunderstandings in existing relationships. Old fights may re-emerge, old conflicts, old wounds, old ideas will re-emerge. Either a partner is sharing it with you, and doesn't only have to be romantic. It can be a friend. All of a sudden that old wound is back. You did this to me back when, and I didn't say anything, but now I feel the need to, right? Or you do something like, oh, I remember when you did this before. Now you're doing it again. Right? That is the energy there, but it's really good for reconnecting, maybe to someone you really wanted to reconnect with, for closure, for healing, for harmony. Don't get into any new relationships, I would advise, especially for you, because you're re-looking and re-evaluating things. Your mind isn't clear right now. Mercury is retrograde. We're all under a mental fog. You will gain the clarity back going forward. Mercury will go direct on the 1st of January. And the pole shadows until the 20th of January 2024. So on the 26th, we have a full moon in the money area of life. So you could reap the financial reward for something you've been working on. Or you might have to let go of a way, of something you do with your finances. Like, oh, I shouldn't be spending on this anymore. It's no point. It's worthless, right? Or you'll be working on your self-worth when it comes to your finances. You might be feeling like, I just feel like people don't value me at my workplace. I need to make a change. Changes that you make to improve finances will be better, especially money that comes to you, the income that you earn. 8th house is financial investments, where we invest our time and energy, right? And how to grow our finances, or even partners' finances. And the 2nd house, which is our income, the money that comes to us, but you're reassessing your sense of value. So great for getting that financial a reward for something you've been working on. Otherwise, you're asked to reassess your finances, let go of a way of spending, letting go of maybe purchasing that monthly subscription. On the 29th, we have Venus opposite you. Remember, we're still in Mercury retrograde. This can bring some harmony and peace to your relationships, but we're still in that retrograde. So it's good in the essence that there is harmony and peace, but you're still in the retrograde, and maybe other people feel they want to make up with you, right? This would be that energy of harmony, peace within your personal and professional relationships. On the 30th, Jupiter goes direct, right? And this offers you that luck and abundance behind you. So this is like protection from the angels when Jupiter is behind you, because it's in Taurus, right? And it's giving you this like, understand when doors close, it's for new opportunities to come in. Understand your spiritual journey, understand your intuition, understand the abundance that the universe is offering you in the simple things. Take pleasure in those things. This is a time where you can really find abundance in your spiritual practices until May of 2024. Cancer, we start off the month with Mercury. Cancer, we start off the month with Mercury entering into the area of your one-on-one connections and partnerships, both personal and professional. Mercury is already in the pre-shadow period of the retrograde. This can bring up miscommunication, misunderstandings with your one-on-one personal relationships and professional relationships. People from the past can re-enter your life, so be aware of that. On the 4th, we have Venus entering into the area of creativity, children, fun, pleasure, romance. If you're single, I wouldn't suggest meeting someone new because Mercury is retrograde, right? So not the best time. If you do meet someone, don't just believe everything they say. Take it slow and wait until when Mercury goes through the whole retrograde phase, until the 20th of January 2023. So the first one is when Mercury goes direct. 20th of January is when Mercury finishes and is done with the post-shadow period. But it's a really good time for fun, pleasure, and dates. Venus is going to encourage you to go on a lot of dates, right? You want to go on dates, you want to have fun, you want to have pleasure, really good for romance, really good for creativity, creative projects. If you have children, you'll be spending more time with them, doing fun things. This is a fun time for you, so embrace and embark on that fun journey. Couple people could definitely have that fun as well. Do watch out for the Mercury retrograde, which can bring up the miscommunication, misunderstandings, right? It's already in the pre-shadow period, which is the preview before Mercury goes retrograde. 6th of December, Neptune goes direct in the area of expansion, growth, higher learning, higher education, higher pursuits, beliefs, foreign travels. And this makes you feel hopeful about traveling and having a good time and what you want to expand upon, right? What you want to explore is the area of life. How do you want to explore? Do you want to learn something new? Do you want to travel? Do you want to speak to people from different cultures? Do you want to learn about different cultures? This is very good for your belief system, because when we connect to people from different walks of life, it shifts who we are. As we gain new perspectives and open-mindedness is very important here. On the 12th of December, new moon in the area of work, health, routine. So you'll be implementing new ideas, new strategies, new routines to how you sleep, eat, take care of you, whether that's you doing a skincare routine, whether that's you doing something that is changing your day-to-day routine in order to improve your health in some way. Whether it's relaxation, that's good for you too. So you are taking care of your mental, emotional, and physical health. New opportunities and new ideas can come through though for work as well. On the 13th, we have Mercury going retrograde in the area of 7th house, opposite you, one-on-one personal and professional connections, miscommunication, misunderstandings, people ghosting, disappearing, delayed responses. Mercury retrograde in that area of life. People want to talk and reflect about the past. People from the past want to re-enter your life, especially even exes. On the 21st, the sun enters into this area of life, highlighting this as well more so for you, your personal one-on-one connections. Now, on the 23rd, Mercury will retrograde now into the area of work, health, and routine. So making sure and asking you to reevaluate, relook at how you're taking care of your health. How are you eating? How are you sleeping? How are you taking care of you? Miscommunication that can happen in your day-to-day routine. So anyone that's involved within your day-to-day routine, or you might come across more delays when you're trying to get organized or get things done, and this will be frustrating for you, which can implement your health. You will need to relax and rejuvenate a lot during the latter half of the Mercury retrograde. On the 26th, we have a full moon in your sign. You'll be feeling exhausted. You'll be feeling tired. You'll be needing a time out from the world. You'll be feeling deeply emotional. This will be a time of emotional release. The sun is now opposite you. So it has to do with your one-on-one connections and relationships. But you are emotionally releasing anything that no longer serves you from your relationships, that's taking you away from your personal goals. On the 29th, we have Venus in the area of work, health, and routine, and this gives you some harmony, some peace, some pleasure, and finding passionate ways to boost your work, health, and routine. So how can I be more efficient? What am I passionate about? How can I take care of myself? But this is more in terms of, because Venus is here, self-care. Self-care is important for you. Right? Give yourself that. Give yourself time out. Give yourself moments to breathe during your day. On the 30th, Jupiter is now direct. Jupiter has been retrograde since September. Jupiter direct is excellent because this helps you get those opportunities for people to come into your life from, different social groups that you choose to align yourself with, to help you with your future vision and dreams that you have for yourself. It's about collaboration. It's about you leading the way. So you might decide, hey, we should have like a family gathering, or hey, a family gathering, like a family event, or hey, we should have this kite making event. Let us make kites. Or hey, let's get together for this cause and help these people out. You leading the way, you're making the changes you want to see with your social interactions that help you with the future vision and dream that you have for you, Cancer. Leo, Mercury goes retrograde this month, and we start off the month with Mercury in the pre-shadow period. 1st of December, Mercury enters into the area of work, health, routine, day-to-day things that you need to get done. This can create miscommunication, misunderstandings, because we're already in the pre-shadow period with co-workers, right? Things can come up now already. By the time Mercury goes retrograde, it will be more in your face. Like you'll just be thinking about and reflecting back to these things, right? When Mercury goes retrograde. So miscommunication, misunderstandings, co-workers coming off snappy, delays to your day-to-day routine, which is frustrating and aggravating. Take care of your health. That will be the biggest thing this Mercury retrograde. Make sure you're eating, resting, sleeping, taking your vitamins, all things that are very good for your health, drinking plenty of water, going for any checkups if need be during the Mercury retrograde, because it is asking you to reassess and reevaluate your health. You could meet people that you've worked with before, like co-workers from the past or people you've worked with. On the 4th, we have Venus entering into the area of home, family. So you might be buying things for your home. You might be beautifying your home. You're having harmony and peace with your family. Venus here is all about spoiling loved ones, you being spoiled by loved ones, creating harmony and peace within your home and living environment, beautifying the home, buying things for the home. On the 6th, we have Neptune direct in the area of income, investments, investments, taxes, loans, money, partners' money, a business partner or a romantic partner that you reside with, because it's shared resources, as well as intimacy, people you can be emotionally intimate with or physically intimate with. And the Neptune here allows us to put back on our rose-tinted glasses and just see the best in these areas of life. When Neptune is retrograde, we have to get a reality check about these areas. Now that you've gotten the reality check, and you know what you want and how to make things different and how to move differently, now going forward, what do you want to bring into your life in terms of your investments? Where do you want to invest your time? Where do you want to invest your energy? You're feeling that Neptune energy of having faith and trusting your intuition and being guided by these areas of life. And this will awaken your intuition in a much deeper and profound way. On the 12th, we have a new moon. A new moon after Neptune goes direct, a new moon in the area of creativity, children. So you could be spending time with people younger than yourself, or this offers you opportunities in terms of creativity, romance. So you might be going out on dates, you're doing fun activities. This is all about fun and pleasure, but you truly are seeking new ways to indulge in some pleasure. Maybe your routine has been very busy, and your day-to-day life, especially with Mercury entering there, that shows busyness. And you are needing this moment to seek that pleasure, to seek that enjoyment. I wouldn't suggest relationships, like new relationships. If you meet anyone new, only decide upon this relationship. So date. Don't hold yourself back, but officially decide upon the relationship after the 20th of January. Mercury goes through and be done with the post-shadow period. Mercury will be direct 1st of January, post-shadow 20th of January 2024. So, and existing relationships, romance, going out on dates, having fun, pleasure, getting into your hobbies. If you're an entrepreneur, creative ideas are flowing to you. 13th, Mercury retrograde in the area of health, routine, day-to-day work, organization. This is where you might find like, things are just disorganized, things are not going those way to plan. I'm getting more delays in my day-to-day routine. My health is just feeling drained out. Take care of your health. Reassess, reevaluate your health and what you need to do. Reassess your time management, right? If there's a delay, don't get frustrated. To Mercury retrograde, especially in your day-to-day routine, that can be bothersome. If miscommunication and frustration comes on others, because people that are in your day-to-day routine, like co-workers or people that are part of your day-to-day routine, if you are not with co-workers, if you're at home and you're with your kids and they're part of your day-to-day routine, the routine becomes all messed up and you can become quite frustrated, right? So watch how you are releasing your emotions. On the 21st now, the sun will enter into the area of work, health, and routine, and it's giving you ideas and epiphanies of how to take charge with these areas and health. That's the 21st. On the 23rd, we have Mercury retrograde in the area of romance. So exes can come back into your life, people you've been romantically out on dates with. You can also have miscommunication, misunderstandings within your romantic partnerships, re-looking and reassessing creative ideas, creative pursuits, hobbies, having miscommunication, misunderstandings with children, people younger than yourself. But it's a great time to pick up a hobby that you were previously wanting to do or complete a creative project. 26, we have a full moon. You're exhausted and needing some sleep and rest. Your dreams are vivid. You're needing some sleep and rest. You're tired. You're exhausted. You are ending, releasing, letting go, and closing old chapters, things from the past. You're saying goodbye. It's a full moon, and it's a full moon in Cancer behind you. So you are just closing out what no longer serves you, letting go of the past, healing, letting go. You're needing time alone. You don't want to be around people. You're just needing some time out, right? If you're around anyone, it has to be someone that's comfortable with you being more serene and more, internalizing everything. You won't be extroverted, you'll be more introverted during that time. On the 29th, there is Venus entering into the area of romance, creativity, fun, and pleasure. And this is really good for that energy, but watch the Mercury retrograde as pre-warned. I just warned you about that. So if you meet anyone new, wait on it, give it time. However, it's really good for pleasure, it's good for fun, it's good for you just needing some time for yourself. You're looking for fun. When you've been bored and exhausted and busy and you're just needing some fun to reawaken your spirit, right? On the 30th of June, Jupiter goes direct in the area of career, ambitions, goals, sense of purpose, and this is great. Opportunities are now going to come from the external world until May of 2024 for opportunities coming to you. This is going to bless you. This is going to show you these ideas coming to you in full swing. Be open to receiving them. The retrogrades in September of 2023 taught you, maybe there's challenges. This is where you block. This is how you need to relook at these opportunities. Now that Jupiter is direct, it'll give you these opportunities coming from the external. So if you felt like things were held back, they're going to start moving forward, as you can see. I'm wishing you a beautiful December. Virgo, December is pretty intense for you. Firstly, you have Mars in the area of home, family, living space, your emotions. This is overwhelmed emotionally. you're just too much. And even tension when it comes to anyone you share domestic space with, family members, or anyone you allow into your home. So if you have a friend, they've come over to your home, you now consider them part of your, like, you know, closest people. And this can create a lot of tension. So you are having tension with those people. Doesn't have to be a friend. It can be a boyfriend. It can be someone that you care about and you decide to invite them home. Previously too, Mars is creating this tension within your emotions. Even aggression. Mars can make you feel emotionally aggressive and combative. And that's coming across. So be aware of that. On the 1st, Mercury, in the pre-shadow period, Mercury went into a pre-shadow period in November. We'll be entering into the area of children, creativity, romance, hobbies, creative pleasures, enjoyments. This is going to bring exes back into your life. Pre-shadow period and the Mercury retrograde on the 13th. Taste, main meal. So, exes, miscommunication with existing romantic partners, miscommunication, conflicts with children or people younger than you, right? This will also come about. And also just feeling restless, like there's no fun, there's no pleasure. You want to have fun, but there's delays to your fun. You want to do something that makes you feel, you know, enjoyment, and you're not getting it right. If you're an entrepreneur and you decide to launch something new, there might be more delays than, you know, you expected. It is great for completing things, but be aware of that. Not a great time for entrepreneurs to start something new, brand new, like just a new idea. You'll generally, like, after the retrograde, after January, you'll be like, was that the right choice? So be aware of that, right? And, you know, just reassess your romantic connections, reassess your communications with others. That's the biggest thing. On the 4th, we have Venus entering to the area of your mind, and this is more about how you communicate with yourself. Show yourself loving words, communicate in a loving manner. That's what Venus here is encouraging. You might get, you know, sweet text messages, flirty text messages, flirty communication. You'll be communicating in a flirty text, you know, texts and sending these sweet messages. Venus here allows you to have fun while learning, fun while an enjoyment, and learn something you're passionate about. Exploring, maybe taking a small drive down to a new place and, you know, having that kind of small breakaway. But it's really good for learning new ideas, how you communicate with yourself, how you express yourself. Very good for those energies. And I wouldn't suggest, like, use this Venus now to text someone new. Okay, it might fizzle out after January. On the 6th, Neptune goes direct in the area of one-on-one personal and professional relationships. This is important. The Neptune retrograde would have showed you, you know, relationships, and it would have created a lot of, like, reality checks with relationships, confusion too with relationships, and so forth. Now when Neptune goes direct, you can see clearly about your relationships. Know that when Neptune goes direct, though, on that day and 2 days before, 2 days after, we can see clearly, like, who do you want to communicate with, who do we no longer want to communicate with. This is all about your partnerships. But Neptune is allowing you to, you know, put back on those rose-tinted glasses, dreaming about your relationships if things didn't really work out, especially when Neptune was retrograde. If you dated someone, it didn't work out, you know what I mean? It's like, but now you can be hopeful again. Neptune allows us to have hope, you know. It gives us rose-tinted glasses, like we look at the world and, like, we see our relationships in a different light. Whereas Neptune retrograde gives us a reality check. 12th, we have a new moon in the area of home and family. New and fresh starts to your home and family matters. Think you have new ideas about moving home, clearing your home. New beginnings to your emotional world. New things happening within your family as well will be very important during that new moon. 13th, Mercury now goes retrograde, and it still stands exactly during the pre-shadow period, what was said on the 1st, if you go back in this video, right? But you are ruled by Mercury. But I will say for you, Mercury retrograde will always create miscommunication, misunderstandings for you. It's a time for you to slow down, reassess how you're expressing yourself. How are you thinking too? Are you too self-critical? Are you too focused on the, you know, analytics of things? How are you being more sensitive to yourself, sensitivity towards others, as well as maintaining healthy boundaries, right? People from the past can come back. You're reminiscing more about the past. You might even be reminiscing about your childhood. And now you'll also have more of that conflict showing up in romantic connections and younger people as well, or children. 21st, the sun enters into this area, and this is, you know, again, giving you inspiration to your romantic life and insights into your children or insights into younger people, any conflicts that are happening during the Mercury retrograde. On the 26th, we have a full moon. And this is you now deciding to no longer associate and disconnect from certain people within your lives. The people you choose to associate by choice, the choice that you make, you are breaking away from certain groups of people, right? You just no longer feel they're in alignment to your vision for yourself. On the 29th, Venus now enters into the area of home and family. And you can really beautify your home. You can, you know, have beautiful moments with family members, beautiful moments in your, you know, at home. You're seeking more comfort, you're seeking more rest, and that'll be good for you too. You know, beauty sleep, this is Venus's area, but beautifying your home is all good and well. Taking care of matters around the home, spending time with loved ones is really good. And maybe even thinking about, you know, what can you do to uplift the environment within your home. On the 30th, we have Jupiter now direct in the area of travel. And this gives you more opportunities to travel, to expand, to grow, higher education pursuits. Just you and your beliefs too are shifting. And Jupiter gives you these opportunities going forward until May of 2024. Libra, December. Mercury's already in the pre-shadow period, and it's retrograde in the area of home, family, family roots. So even your earliest upbringings, you could have memories over the past. It's already in the pre-shadow period, and Mercury will go retrograde on the 13th of December. Mercury will retrograde in 2 signs. So miscommunication with family members, miscommunication with anyone that stays within your domestic space, right? Your home space. You might see conflict maybe amongst family members. You'll also be dwelling a lot on childhood, past experiences of a mom, caregiver, or nurturer that can also come up for you, but you're deeply sensitive. Mercury here is sensitive, so remember that. And you got a lot going on, Libra. South Node, right, on your sun, South Node in Libra. That is not comfortable. South Node on your rising, South Node on your moon. And to have to deal with Mercury retrograde also in the area of sensitivity, this is emotional for you, right? On the 4th, we have Venus entering to the area of money, income, skills, and talents. And this is telling you to do what you are passionate about. There's money to be made through your passions and skills and talents. And this can help boost your income. This can give you gifts too from others. This is like the abundance that we get. But also generally your income as well can be growing. You might come up with ideas to grow your income and act upon them. 6th, we have Neptune going direct, and this is good. If your work life felt, your day-to-day routine, especially work life or day-to-day routine, health felt a bit messy, confusing, and, you know, mind-boggling. When, right, having a reality check about health, having a reality check about your day-to-day routine, met up with more delays and things just not going according to organization, Neptune direct allows you to find, you know, just believe and have that rose-tinted glasses, that, you know, vision, and creates hope for your day-to-day routine and better methods for you to take care of your health and work life. On the 12th, we have new moon in the area of new ideas, new ways of communicating, new ways of expressing yourself. Communication, expression, people want to message you, you want to message other people, but you're communicating and expressing yourself during this time. You might say something too that's been on your chest, but you're definitely finding new ideas, right? New ways of thinking, deciding to learn something new, deciding on a small trip, getting out and about, running errands, doing things that you need to get done. On the 13th, we have Mercury now retrograde in the area of home and family. Now, the pre-shadow period would have showed you already conflicts and disturbances to your emotional home, family, childhood memories, people from the past, especially family, people that you lived with prior, coming back around. Now the Mercury retrograde will bring it more full swing, and you will see more of this happening. So be aware of communication, especially when communicating with family members. You are feeling a bit more sensitive. Keep your healthy boundaries. right? On the 21st, the sun moves into this area, and it's just going to illuminate the area of home and family, and you'll be getting epiphanies about the miscommunications and what's going on during the retrograde, and misunderstandings, and you're dwelling on the past because you're going back into emotional experiences, right? On the 23rd, we have Mercury now in the area of communication and mind. You'll be this is it's a third house, and Mercury going into this area of life makes you be more in a mental fog and a haze and just out of it. You just feel like you're not saying the right thing, or people are not communicating to you in the right way, and everything is just a disarray and you're not feeling it. Time out. You need a mental break. If you're feeling overwhelmed, just give yourself this. This is like the 23rd, right? So it's coming towards the end of the year, and you just not out of it. You come across more delays if you need to run errands or get things done. Your environment, like things around you, it's more distracting. There's delays. If there's something you want to do, miscommunication and misunderstandings and conflicts and gossip, the like, and information coming to light is just all around, and you're just needing a mental break. So give yourself that. Journal if you need to, meditate if you need to, but give yourself that. And you're very much reflecting on past experiences, even more so now. Things that were said will be the pet peeve and what will bother you in the past, right? 26, full moon in the area of career, goals, sense of purpose, and ambitions. If there's anything you've been working on, you will reap the rewards. However, this is asking you to make changes to your career, make changes to your work life for your improvement and betterment. On the 29th, we have Venus in the area of now communication. This will be good. It'll ease up that mind, because your mind could be, you know, very critical and like very sensitive to past experiences. So like the Venus retrograde can bring harmony to your communication, bring a little bit of peace to it, give you a little bit more compassion, even to conflicts, and like trying to see, this is Venus, seeing both sides, weighing up your options, and seeing where you need to maintain your self-love by holding healthy boundaries. That's what Venus is showing you, especially in communications, connections, your environment. You really need to get out of a routine, maybe take a small trip, take a drive, visit a park, something outside. Get your mind flowing, get your legs flowing, you know, that's what you need. On the 29th, that was Venus on the 29th. We just spoke about that. 30th of June, we have Jupiter direct in the area of investments, taxes, loans, partners, finances, business or personal, right? This is really good. Opportunities are going to come for finances. Anyway, you've been investing your finances or your energy, you will reap the rewards until May 2024. This is Jupiter would have maybe stopped things a bit for us to gain wisdom and open ourselves to grow and expand financially through, you know, seeing the abundance within and knowing our sense of self-worth, right? Now this will reflect the work you've done during the retrograde in the external, with opportunities coming to you for abundance and finance. It can also expand your intimate life as well, right? Intimate life, or even spiritual practices during this time, wisdom around those things. Okay, so that is the month of December. Wishing you a beautiful, blessed December. Scorpio, in December, watch your finances. Mercury is retrograde, and it will be retrograde in the area of money, okay, especially towards the latter part of December. So I hope you watch the intro, because I talk about all the issues that Mercury retrograde can bring around, so be aware of that. On the 1st, we have Mercury moving into the area of your mind and thoughts and communication. A lot of miscommunication and misunderstandings, and your mind is just out for the counts, right? You're offline, you know, right? You're just not taking in anything, mentally overwhelmed. And Mercury retrograde is a slowdown. Mercury's already in the pre-shadow period. Mercury will go retrograde on the 13th of December, but by the 1st, you're already experiencing these experiences. Mercury has already slowed down. So you would have already been experiencing these things. So imagine now your mind is slowed down. You're feeling like, oh, communication, there's a lot of miscommunication, a lot of misunderstandings. It's hard to take care of your environment, errands, your to-do list, the things you need to get done. If there's any paperwork or anything that you need to market, network, you're just not feeling it. You're out of it. You're feeling out of it. You're feeling like your mind is not holding any clarity, right? And there's a lot of miscommunication, misunderstandings, reflecting on the past, even things that were said in the past. On the 4th, Venus enters into your sign, and this is great. This makes you magnetic. This makes you draw people towards you. This is great to beautify yourself. This is great to make yourself feel lovely. This draws love to you by the action that you take, because it's in your 1st house of self. Especially my Scorpios that are Scorpio rising. Yes. So Scorpio sons, this is motivation towards that. But Scorpio rising, this is you, the action that you take to draw love to you. So if you two with a partner, it will be your initiation of what to do and how to do whatever it is you want to do. And if you are single, this is where you're initiating it in some way. You are taking the steps, right? But it's really good for spoiling and taking care of you and buying yourself some lovely things, but what you're spending. On the 6th, we have Neptune going direct in the area of love, romance, and this gives you the compassion for romantic endeavors, whether you're with someone, whether you're not with someone. You're hopeful, you are basically seeing the vision for the future, you are feeling inspired. When it goes direct, 2 days before, 2 days after, right, just be aware that when Neptune goes direct, the retrograde period over the past couple of months for us to see reality within our romantic connections, right? Whether it was a breakup, whether you had a romantic partner still with you and there was a lot of turbulence, we have to be seeing the reality. Once Neptune goes direct, its rose-tinted glasses are on again and the world looks beautiful and your romantic life is giving you this faith and hope of things getting better and improving. On the 12th, we have a new moon in the area of money, income, so you can get new money coming to you. Money's like money will be coming to you. You get new ideas on how to make money. This way you can like decide to send out your resume, redo your resume, redesign your resume, up your skills and talents so you can boost your income. Decide, oh, I want to go for that promotion. That's what my new thing is that I want to focus on to manifest to start. Remember, 6 months from now you will reap the rewards. So be aware of that. So the ideas and the energy and the intentions you're putting right now and the action you're putting will pay off 6 months from now. So don't be like, when's it going to pay off? That's when it's supposed to pay off with the next new moon that with the full moon that we have in Sagittarius and Gemini season. This is a new moon in Sagittarius, which is boosting your income, your money, your skills, your talents, and ways you can boost your income. So what can you do? Send out that resume. Decide on steps if you want to go after a promotion. How will you do this? What will you need to do? How do you need to carry yourself? All of those things, right? Even though it's the end of year, you'll be thinking about those new goals and goals in terms of finances and earning more. On the 13th, Mercury now is retrograde in the area of communication, ideas, thoughts, right? You had the preview on the 1st, now it's actually happening going forward. On the 21st, the Sun enters into this area of thoughts, communication, how you're thinking. If you need to travel, any trips during this time, please check your vehicle because of the Mercury retrograde and where it's impacting you. Do all the checks you need to check. If you have any appointments, please make sure you know the date, the time, so that you can make it there on time. Give yourself enough time to get there due to the mental fog that you would be feeling more than most signs during that first half of it, right? So take care of the things you need to take care of, and the Sun will be helping you with that, giving you that illumination, giving you that epiphany. On the 23rd, we have Mercury in the area of money. Money is owed to you, can come through. That's what that means. Money is owed to you, can come through. It might even show you things you need to pay for. So like you thought you paid for this, all of a sudden you see that bill come through and you might need to pay for it. There might be delays with finances, or you need to re-budget when it comes to your finances. Mercury slows down the area of life that it's in. You might have miscommunication, misunderstandings with someone about your money matters, right? So be prepared for that. Budget, read everything carefully, make sure you know what you are doing, or you're knowledgeable about your finances and where you're at in the month of December. So that's very important due to the Mercury retrograde. On the 26th, we have a full moon in the area of sense of belief, higher learning. So you could have completed something in terms of higher education. you could have come back from a trip or decided to go on a trip or planning it. Maybe you're just done planning and now you're going to, embark on this journey. You are also shifting and shaping your sense of belief, because what you believe you can achieve. You are deciding that you need to explore. This is you getting outside of a routine and trying new things and be opening and opening yourself up and opening your mind up to new experiences. You might be communicating with people from different cultures so that you can explore different perspectives, which is opening you up. You might read a book, right? You might take up a course. You might teach a course. This is very inspirational energy and taking you along the journey of life where we learn things that inspire us. On the 29th, we have Venus now. Venus is entering into the area of money. So this is good because now Venus will curb that Mercury retrograde. You could still reap the rewards. Money can start coming in. Venus is very financially rewarding. Just watch out with the Mercury retrograde. There might be delays in terms of communication about it, or delays in terms of, say, if it was a money transfer or so forth, it might take, it's supposed to take 2 days, it'll take 3 days. Those kinds of things, Mercury slows down those things, but you can still get the financial rewards. Second house is very good for a second house with Venus there over the next couple of weeks. It's very good for money, very good for your skills and talents, very good for thinking of doing things that you are passionate about in order to boost your income, very good for people spoiling you too with gifts. It's really good for that kind of energy, or you decide to spoil others. Just watch how you're spending during the Mercury retrograde period. On the 30th, Jupiter is now direct opposite you for the next couple of months until May of 2024, and this is good. This gives you opportunities to meet people, personal and professional. So if you're single, you can also meet someone. Just watch out for not just believing that they're the best. Keep your eyes open. That's always important, and be aware in relationships, because Jupiter sometimes can make us be so hopeful that we don't see things clearly, right? So remember that. That's the trick with Jupiter. Be hopeful, but also be logical, okay? That's the energy of Jupiter. But you can meet new people from foreign places. It's really good for business. It's really good for love. It's really good for taking trips with a loved one. Very much of expansion and growth, committing in a deeper, bigger, larger than life way to someone, right? All of those things, like commitment is now bigger. Like you may be getting married or engaged or celebrating, 10 years of anniversary. Those are all big steps. And that's what that Jupiter will be blessing you with in going forward until 2024, May of 2024. Happy birthday, Sagittarius. December, it's your season. It's your time to shine. Needing to feel yourself. So I love Sagittarius season. It's a fire sign. It's brilliant. It's beautiful. It's about joy. It's about happiness, It's a positive sign who thinks about optimism and seeing the glass always half full. That's the energy of Sagittarius. Doesn't mean we all don't have our moments, though. We can, be allowed that. We're human. On the first, we have Mercury in the area of your income, money, skills, and talents. And this is now already still in the pre-shadow period of the retrograde. So Mercury will go retrograde on the 13th of December, right? Until the 1st of January. It will go direct on the 1st of January. Post-shadow periods until the 20th of January. So be aware of that. Please watch your spending and your budget. That's what that's asking you. Old money that's owed to you can come through. Even during the pre-shadow period, the pre-shadow period is a starter. The retrograde is the main meal. So you get a taste of what's to come. So watch everything that you're doing. And sometimes we miss the pre-shadow. And during the retrograde, we end up with more hiccups because during the shadow period, we didn't even see what was going on. So please be aware of that. Watch your spending, watch your money, negotiations about money, miscommunication, misunderstandings about money. Be very clear about your finances. If you're talking to a partner and you share space together, be very clear about your finances. You don't want to not be clear and then Mercury goes retrograde and then someone says to you, you didn't say anything to me. You see? So clarity is important. And keep all your receipts. Keep all the things that you know that you need to keep in terms of purchasing, and watch how you're purchasing. Old ideas about money will come around, like you might think about old ways of making money or how to boost your income. Money owed to you can come through too, like from prior. So that's important. Don't start any new money making ideas like, oh, I randomly decide to buy an ice cream truck. You know, something random like that. On the 4th of December, Venus enters into the area of rest and rejuvenation, sleep, letting go, healing, and just needing some time out. You're tired. This even can, Venus in the 12th too, because Venus rules love and finances. You might find money slowing down a bit for you here. It's okay. It's not bad. It's not like, you know, you're just not even in the mood maybe to spend. Maybe it's not a bad thing. Unless you want to spend to escape. Because this is the area of life where we, you know, self-sabotage. Like, let me just shop till I drop to escape my reality. And then later on, it hits me like a ton of bricks what I did. So be prepared to be aware of that. Venus is saying rest, rejuvenate, time out, time by yourself. You'll be reflecting more on emotional past relationships, love, friends, family. You're just reflecting more. You're more sentimental. You're more in your feelings. You know, if there's any unhealthy sabotaging relationships around you, you will be putting an end to them and saying goodbye. It's not the best time to meet someone new. We're already in a Mercury pre-shadow period. Venus is now in the area of isolation, right? So you are needing this time out. You need this time to, you know, just for you. If you have a partner, it's good to spend time alone, right? You might want to be more alone in private. If you meet anyone new at this time, it might be more of an affair type of thing, right? Illicit affairs can happen during this time. Like, you know, it's private. Nobody must know. It's the 12th house. It's the house where we like to keep things hidden. So if you're with someone, it's just that you're more at home, you're not out there in the world. You want to do things privately together. You know what I mean? Or even a spiritual journey together. But it's not like for everyone to know. And when it is someone that you just meet and you're dating, it's more like, let's keep this to ourselves. And maybe it's like someone that's either doesn't want, you know, other people to know. So be aware of that. That's important. Great time for, during this time, for resting, for rejuvenation, for, you know, just giving yourself healing. Venus here wants healing. Healing for your subconscious, healing for past traumas, past pains, deep issues, you know, that lead to self-sabotage. So on the 12th, we have a new moon in your sign, and this is good news, a new beginning, a fresh start, healing and releasing. And this is like, okay, you know, new moon, what are my goals? How can I accomplish them? This is all about me. A new moon is a new beginning to you, right? It's birthday time, your time to shine, and you having this fresh start of you attaining your goals. And you might have new goals, new ideas, new experiences you want to have. On the 13th, Mercury is retrograde now, going retrograde, area of money, income, skills and talents. So watch your money. Don't overspend. Look at your budget. If you have any receipts, keep them all. You might buy something and return it. You might need to pay for a bill, right? Something might come up that you need to pay for. You know, might feel deducted. Maybe your wages or whatever, wages, salary might get deducted in some way, shape or form. Things like that. You need to reassess your finances a little bit. It's nothing bad. It's just Mercury retrograde. Mercury is known as a trickster planet, and it just delays us. And this is just for us to stop, relook at things, reevaluate things, and how we can move forward. So financial reassessment is definitely in order for you. 21st, we have the sun entering into the area of money, skills, and talents. And this gives you epiphanies, ideas, maybe even come up with, you know, opportunities that you want to do to improve your finances. Remember, they need to be old opportunities, not new opportunities. Any new ideas, kill it right there. Anything old, you can complete. Money's owed to you from the past can come through. On the 26th, we have a full moon in the area of, you know, income and money and investments, where you're sharing your investments. So it's like loans, taxes, you know, where banks pay you out and so forth like that. This full moon can see a payout coming to you, either from a tax rebate or loan you've been waiting on, or payment you've been waiting on that need to be made to you. Maybe you sold a property, that payment can come through. Things like that can come through at this point, right? Or maybe you've been working on these ideas and putting something out. Now you might reap the financial reward, because energy and money are the same thing. Time equals money, right? So basically, you can reap those financial rewards for energy or money you've invested prior. The full moon can do that. But another thing this full moon can do if you're not reaping any financial rewards is the other side of this. You know, there's two sides to every coin. Reassessment of financial endeavors, reassessment of your budget, reassessment of your partner's finances if you share finances with someone, reassessment of how you're spending money, how you're investing your money, how you're using your money. This can also bring up deep-seated traumas, pain, you know, feelings that are heavy in order for you to release. This full moon can also tell you where to set healthy boundaries. Who is emotionally draining you? And where do I need to set healthy boundaries? Where do you feel so drained from your soul that you just can't take it no more? That's the energy of this, and you're setting those healthy boundaries here as well. Secrets can be revealed from others, or maybe you might have, you know, sometimes we can see things clearly about ourselves, and this helps us move forward. That full moon is deep for you. On the 23rd, we have Mercury going retrograde now in your sign. This impacts all areas of life. When Mercury retrogrades in your sign, it's not now anymore just the financial area or the health area, all areas of life, because it's happening in your sign. It's happening in you. So it's the steps that you take for your health, the steps you take for your goals, the steps you take towards your romance, your love, everything, health, everything. And Mercury retrograde in your sign is asking you to rethink how you handle things, rethink and reevaluate yourself. People will have a lot of miscommunication, misunderstandings with you now, right? This is where you also be feeling mentally exhausted, needing some time out. Reassessment, reevaluation, rest and rejuvenation is what you need. On the 29th, we have Venus entering into your sign, and that's good, right? 29th, that's great. This is giving you some harmony and peace to self, maybe even spoiling yourself. It can even make you more charismatic and attractive. Ease off some of that Mercury retrograde business. It'll still be going on, but the Venus retrograde is giving you like soothing techniques. Oh, that conflict happened. Oh, but you know what? I can go, you know, do something, you know, paint my nails and make myself feel beautiful, or like, you know, do things to make yourself feel good. That encourages you, whether that's painting your nails or buying yourself a great tie, all of those things, you know, buying a nice suit or buying yourself a dress. Although I told you to watch your finances, so let's not spend more money. But anyways, you know, maybe taking a walk outside in nature, or, you know, planting seeds in your garden, things like that. That's like, oh, that conflict's happening. I'm not bothered. I'm too good for this. That's you. Okay, 30th, Jupiter is now direct in the area of work, health, and routine. Great. If you've been going through since September with your health, you know, your health has just been giving you delays, and you just don't have the physical energy to get through the day, and there's so many things you need to do. Jupiter direct is going to give you opportunities to take care of your health. How you're sleeping, eating, mentally, emotionally, how you're feeling, to take care of your health in better ways. But it will also help you not only with your health, it will help you with maybe even getting jobs to travel, or working with people from foreign lands. You might even decide to be of service to people in foreign lands. This is until May of 2024. So Jupiter is really expanding you there, even opportunities, big opportunities for work, big opportunities to take care of your health in better ways. And, you know, just a lot to do within your day, but giving you opportunities to get things done. And that is December. Capricorn, Mercury retrograde. It's happening this month, and it's happening in your sign on the 13th of December 2023. However, you're going to get a taster before the main meal, as we're already in the pre-shadow period, and come the 1st of December, Mercury enters into your sign. This impacts all areas of life where you can have miscommunication, misunderstandings, and delays and frustrations. This can create it in all areas, because in your sign, people might not understand you. People might decide to give you a piece of their mind. It's disrupting the peace within your life. You're also feeling mentally exhausted, so give yourself some time out. The pre-shadow period is already in swing. 1st of December, Mercury enters into your sign, preparing you for the Mercury retrograde on the 13th of December. Please check all your appointments. Please make sure you know the dates, times as mental fog can set in. Please check your vehicle, oil, water, all those things before you travel. Please make sure that you back up all your information. Read and reread all contracts. Take care of all the necessary things. Slow down. Think about things before you express them. On the 4th, we have Venus in the area of social networks, invitations. And this is really good for like romantic connections via friends. Watch out though, Mercury's already pre-shadow period. So anything started now, come the end of January, right? Especially after January 20th, after the post-shadow period, we'll reassess these relationships, right? So take any relationships right now with a pinch of salt. But it's really good for friends. It's really good for socializing in various groups, your hobby group, your work group, your friend group, your family group, just being around the people and socializing with others, right? There's a lot of activity and things happening and you're part of it. You're also very passionate about your future vision and dream that you have for yourself. And you want to align yourself to people who understand your future vision and dream. On the 12th, we have a new moon in the area of rest, rejuvenation, isolation, and time out. Again, take a nap, sleep. By the 12th, you're very exhausted, and this is because it's preparing you also for birthday time. So this is where endings, releasing. It's a new moon, it's a new beginning, but this is the endings can happen. You'll decide, I no longer want to talk to a person. You know, this has been bothering me for a long time. I'm done. You're putting things to bed. You could be feeling deeply emotional. You need some time out. If you are exhausted and you try to have a conversation with someone and conflict happens because Mercury's already like retrograde, right? I mean, Mercury's already in the pre-shadow period retrograde in your sign. That's what happens. If you're tired and someone tries to talk to you and you're just like, oh man, I'm just not in the mood. It comes across rude, you know, or off-putting. And this is the thing. You're kind of tired. So this is what's impacting your thoughts and your communication even more. It's making you have, you know, when you're wide awake, you have all the time, you're focused, you can say what you need to say. But when you're tired, you're more irritable. And that's what's coming across here. So rest, time out and isolation, avoid the crowds and the masses. It's not the time yet for it. You just need some time for you, right? 2 to 3 days, you'll be all right. Mercury goes retrograde the next day in your sign, and this brings the miscommunication, the misunderstandings, the conflicts, the hassles, the delays, the frustrations, the loss of information, new information coming to light, and all the Mercury retrograde, you know, things that happen. People from the past re-enter, exes come back into your life. All of those things come back. Everything that happens comes back around. Okay? Now, on the 21st, the sun enters into your sign. Happy birthday, Capricorn. Yay, we made it to birthday time, right? This is good now. We're finally in your season. And then Mercury goes now into the area of your rest and rejuvenation, and you still need time out. You're just tired, Capricorn. There's nothing wrong with that. I know you're a hard-working sign, but retrogrades are a time for rest and rejuvenation and time out and to reassess things. Give yourself that moment. Yes, you can complete things during a Mercury retrograde, but you can't start anything new. And you are more mentally overwhelmed, and you're very mentally sensitive. Your mind is in your emotions and the past, deeply so. It can also bring any hidden enemies to light. On the 26th, we have that full moon opposite you, and this is where you are releasing relationships. Relationships, personal or professional, you will put an end to them. Relationships where you express yourself and are willing to evolve, you will take to the next level. Or relationships can be done with one level, complete with one level, and like want to get engaged or move in together. But relationships, but I wouldn't suggest you do that, to be honest, because we're in a Mercury retrograde. So a full moon there is telling you, no, hold off on anything new. If you are, that would not be the time to do it. Like your partner suggests, let's move in together, unless it's something you've been thinking about way before. Don't do it. Okay? So if you've been thinking about it since May, yeah. But if you like randomly now, let's move in together, no. It's going to create more trouble than not. So be aware of that. But you're definitely ending connections, personally and professionally, that no longer serve you, walking away from them. It's your birthday time, and the moon opposite you is saying, hey, what within your relationships is just not right for you. On the 29th, right, Venus now enters into the area of rest, rejuvenation, just needs some time out. Venus is about love, luxury, and finances. So you might notice your money now, it's almost the end of December. So you're noticing that your money is like, ooh, a bit low. It's not too bad though, right? It's just that, you know, you're not feeling as, when Venus is here in this area of life of isolation, Venus don't want to go out and buy anything. You're not in the mood to go buy. You want to spend time at home. You might buy something to help you sleep better, right? You might buy something like herbal tea or something like that, or you might buy something in terms of spiritual practices. But it's not where you, or unless you're selling those things, it will help, you know, you would earn more. But it's not really the time for, like, basically where your income is overflowing. It's more just it's all right. It's not good, it's not bad. It's just I'm making it through. And you needing more time to self. You're reflective more on emotional past relationships, all relationships, friends, lovers, family. You're reminiscent on the past. And Venus here, if things aren't working out, you're willing to walk away from situations that no longer serve you because you're choosing yourself. As well, if you're in a partnered relationship, this is where you're in isolation, like together you're not, you know, spending time alone, talking about your innermost feelings, healing and releasing. It's not the time for the world, it's time for private time. Yeah. And I wouldn't say it's the best time to meet anyone if you're single. You know, if you do, just watch that relationship, okay? Watch how it evolves. Just be logical in it. Don't be like, oh, everyone's bad, it's Mercury retrograde now. No. See how that relationship evolves. Give it a chance. Just, you know, for Mercury retrograde's sake. You know, as an experiment. Give that relationship a chance and see how it goes. Okay? You just see. Logic. Keep it on as facts, basically. But other than that, I would say it's a time for rest and rejuvenation for you. That's your Jupiter goes direct until May of, you know, it'll be in this area of life until May of 2024. And it's really helping you when it comes to creative projects, romance, children, if you want to have children, or having people within your house, like family life, have kids. That's the energy of it because it connects to younger people. But it's a time for fun and pleasure and romance and enjoyment within life, single or partnered. It's very good for romantic pleasures, just having a good time and having some fun. Aquarius, December, we already have Mercury in the pre-shadow period. On the 1st of December, Mercury enters in the pre-shadow period in the area of rest, rejuvenation, needing time out, hidden enemies, secrets. And because it's Mercury retrograde in this area of life, also rules over the past. You'll be very reflective on the past, and people from the past can re-enter your life. This will be a taster, a starter, and the main meal of the retrograde will start on the 13th of December, right? So be aware of that in the same area of life. And then the second half of the retrograde will shift, right? So I'll tell you about that. So be aware. Rest, rejuvenation, mentally exhausted, feeling unwell as well can be the area where you just mentally are feeling unwell. Like, I'm so overwhelmed, my physical body just cannot move. I overthought things or I overanalyze things. You're thinking about the past. People you haven't seen in years want to come back into your life. Hidden enemies as well. Truths will be revealed to you during this retrograde like no other time. Be open to see them. The truth heals, the truth sets you free. The more you know about the truth, the more clarity you will gain. Be aware of it. And hidden enemies are people that sometimes we don't know that, you know, like we think they have our best interests at heart, but they don't. And this is the pre-shadow period. The actual retrograde in the same area of life starts on the 13th of December. So be aware of that energy. You will be needing lots of isolation. In fact, you'd feel the need to not talk to people. That's what this will be. And if people, and when you do, you're either talking about the past or people want to talk to you about the past or bring up conflicts from the past as well. On the 4th, we have Venus in the area of career, goals, ambitions, and sense of purpose. Venus tells you to move forward with what you feel passionate about in terms of sense of purpose. The reason you are here, the reason you feel that what you are doing with your life, your goals, what matters to you, whether that's healthy lifestyle, planting a garden, or your goals to succeed in your career. It's making you also ambitious. So if you have those ambitions in terms of career, or you have those ambitions when it comes to your goals, go after them as Venus is pushing and edging you forward. On the 6th, we have Neptune going direct, and this is good, as Neptune retrograde could have created a lot of confusion in terms of your finances, and you have to reanalyze things and relook at things. Neptune going direct can give you like powerful manifestation abilities and intuition in terms of your income and how to boost it going forward, right? On the 12th, we have a new moon in the area of social connections, interactions, meaning your social groups, your friendships, your family groups, the people that you choose to associate with by choice. Like you're going there by choice. You're not saying no when you get that invitation, you're saying yes. And this allows for new beginnings and fresh starts within your connections and invitations and going out a lot. It's also a time when you might decide to be involved in more group activities. It's also a new beginning and a fresh start and new ideas and epiphanies in terms of your future vision and dreams that you have for yourself. This is the area of life that you want to work with others and deciding who you can work with and who's part of your team. However, this is happening on the 12th. Even though you're deciding these things, understand I mentioned that Mercury pre-shadow period. Now on the 13th, Mercury goes retrograde in the same area of life. Rest, rejuvenation, time out and seclusion. So you got the starter now as your main course, right? It's telling you, hey, what is it? Where do you need to cut the ties or cords? This can be a Mercury retrograde where you could be ending and closing a lot of cycles in your life, because it is in the area of life of endings and closing chapters. So if there's anything from the past and situations or conflicts that people bring up with you, I feel like you want to shut it down. You want to move forward with your life. There's a lot of secrets being revealed. It's a very sensitive time for you emotionally too. You could even feel very teary-eyed over thoughts that you are thinking. Right? I would ask you to really take care of your mental health at this time. That'll be so important. On the 21st, we have the sun entering into the same area. This gives you epiphanies and illuminates like why you need isolation. It's important like to rest, to rejuvenate, to take care of your mental health, to take care of not communicating and dwelling too much on the past to the point of being stuck. But a lot of the past will be coming up for you. On the 23rd, Mercury retrograde is now in your social interactions and connections. Friend groups, family groups, the people that you choose to socialize with, whether that's a hobby group, an exercise group. Yes, you will now be having a lot of miscommunication and misunderstandings within groups that you surround yourself with, right? This can bring up some intensity, conflicts, heated arguments, heated debates. That's the energy on the 23rd. It just feels like people just want to say what's on their mind and speak their piece. People from the past who you haven't socialized with in years or connected to will re-enter your life, including friends. This will be a time where you'll be reflecting a lot on the past and your social interactions from the past. It's a good time to basically, if there is a friend maybe that you care about, you can communicate with. On the 26th, there's a full moon in the area of health, work, and routine. This full moon, you could be feeling unwell. Take it easy. Rest, right? This full moon also tells you to make changes to boost your health, mental, emotional, and physical. These are all parts of health, even spiritual health. Do things to help with your health improvement, right? And if there's anything within your routine that is draining your energy, make changes. If you know, what changes do you need to make to your routine in order for your improvement, your day-to-day routine? From the moment you get up to the time you go to bed, are there things that are taking longer in the day that you can shorten the time upon? What can you do to make changes that are important and for the better? Another thing is you could have like conflict with co-workers at this time. Things can be tense with co-workers. And you might also, you know, that will just be around the full moon. So hold your boundaries. But you could also be going through work changes. Changes to the routine, changes to work, and changes to your health that need to be made. On the 29th, Venus now will enter into the area of your social interactions and connections, the various groups, the groups you choose to connect to. And Venus is bringing in some peace and harmony. We're still in the retrograde though. So I'm not going to say meet someone new. Things can still happen in terms of communication that creates conflict. But somehow Venus brings some harmony and peace into the situation. You know, there's a little bit more understanding and compassion. On the 30th, we have Jupiter going direct in the area of family and home. Now, Jupiter has been retrograde, creating hassles, delays, especially in terms of maybe you were trying to move home, maybe you're trying to connect to family members. This would have brought a lot more blocks, delays, challenges, frustrations. And you had to internalize this with the Jupiter retrograde. It's not too bad. Jupiter obviously wants us to have some wisdom around these aspects. Going forward, Jupiter going direct, and you can see a lot more abundance within your family connections, maybe doing things together, especially family you feel connected to. Jupiter can also have you thinking about your home and changes you want to make to your home to improve your home so that it is good for you until May of 2024. And that is your December. Wishing you a blessed December. Hello, Pisces. Okay, so we are going to be in December. There is a Mercury retrograde this month, so be aware of that. Miscommunication, misunderstandings, conflict, forgetfulness, delays, frustrations, especially when you want to get things done. Back up all your information. Make sure your car is roadworthy. Make sure that you did your pressure checks, tire, water, oil, all the car things. Travel plans, check and recheck things. Very important, okay? Especially now in the festive season when things get pretty busy. Now, on the 1st, we have Mercury pre-shadow period already in the area of your social interactions and connections. And this can bring a lot of miscommunication, misunderstandings within your social connections. The people that you choose to associate by a choice, family, work, friends, especially groups that you're in. The moment you're in a group setting, here we go. We're going to have this miscommunication, misunderstandings. So think about things before you express them during this time. Friends from the past, people you associated from the past can re-enter into your life. Even exes, especially because we go out with partners a lot, socialize with. So people that you socialized with can re-enter into your life, even friends. On the 4th, we have, that's the pre-shadow period. Know that Mercury will go retrograde on the 13th. This is the starter. The actual main meal starts on the 13th of December when Mercury goes retrograde in the same area of life. And on the 4th, we have Venus entering into the area of travel, higher education, expansion, growth. This is really good. Traveling, you might decide you want to book a holiday, or you'll be making plans to travel, or you might be very passionate about something you learn. You'll decide to take up a course. You'll decide to watch a documentary, read a book. You might decide to either teach as well. And this is a time where you are seeking out information. You might be searching online and looking at various cultures and how they did things, or looking into your own culture and how you did things. You're expanding and growing your spirituality and your philosophy. Venus here with the partners, where you're sharing your philosophy with the partner, or you decide to go on a trip, have an adventure. You want to get out of your comfort zone. You want to do something different. You might decide to go to a museum. You might decide to go to, an art show. And things that are informative is really good with Venus in this area of life. And what you can also notice for if you are single, you might meet someone at a museum. You might meet someone at a place of study, a library, a university, a place of information, right? That will be prominent. On the 6th, we have Neptune direct in your sign, and this is good. If you felt confused, hazy about goals, plans, and aspirations of the past couple of months, Neptune direct gives you the faith to prosper and really focus on your goals. On the 12th, new moon in the area of career, goals, sense of purpose, and ambitions. Formulate your ideas, anything new, but I wouldn't say with this new moon, it's a complete new moon, because you do have Mercury retrograde on the 23rd, then moving into the same area. So be aware of that. You will have new ideas, new opportunities, but make sure you read everything carefully. If it's an opportunity that you worked on prior, it's a great time for that opportunity to come through. If it's something brand new, like you decide to like, oh, let me go spend all my money and go buy a food truck, right? Let me go spend all my money and invest in this new opportunity. No, it is not that. It is like a new opportunity that you worked on before. So maybe 6 months ago, you sent out your resume. 6 months ago, you applied for this and now you get it. You'll be getting a lot of recognition. This is a time where people will recognize you for your efforts in your career or in your family, where you take on responsibilities. It is the area of life of responsibilities that we take on, that we put out into the world. So growing a garden even is a responsibility, but this is where you show off that garden. You'll be like, hey, look at what I've accomplished, right? I have basil and I have mint and I can use it in this way or that way. I can make a herbal tea. There we go, right? So that is the energy of it. I can use it in food. So new ideas will be coming through. Jot them down, write them down, but don't act upon them haphazardly. On the 13th, Mercury is retrograde. Now, officially, you got the taste, and now it's the main meal. Miscommunication, misunderstandings within your social interactions and connections. The people you choose to associate with by your choice. Family, work, like groups, even co-workers that you go out with. You're socializing. The moment it becomes social, where you're in a group of people or group setting, and this is where the miscommunication can come in. You will have people re-enter into your life from the past that you socialized with before. You'll also be rethinking your future vision and dreams for yourself. You can't complete any collaborative projects you've been working on. Don't start any new collaborative projects. On the 21st, collaborative projects, that's where you are collaborating with others. Nothing new, you can complete all projects. On the 21st, we have the sun entering to the same area of life, and you will have epiphanies and ideas about the miscommunication, misunderstandings. That's what this is giving you, awareness about how to work through these challenges within your social interactions. On the 23rd, Mercury is now retrograde in career, goals, ambitions, and sense of purpose. You are rethinking your goals, rethinking your ambitions, you're rethinking your sense of purpose. You can, maybe there was a goal that you wanted to achieve way back and you got distracted. Now you'll pick it up again. Not a great time to start anything new in terms of career too, but you might pick up old stuff that you started way back when it comes to your career. You could have miscommunication, misunderstanding with authority figures. This can be authority figures, employers, manager, supervisor, parents. Yes, those are authority figures as well. Even if you're an adult, they're still not an authority figure. Anyone who sees themselves as a sense of authority within your life, or you see as a sense of authority, this is where the miscommunication, misunderstandings will happen. This will also impact your reputation, where people will come at you and be like, hey, I just want you to know, I feel you been acting a certain way. That's your reputation, right? What the world sees. And this is where the world is looking at you and they're like, I don't like this, or this is not right. Look, rethink what they're saying. Like, am I acting that way? Is that true? Or do you need to have better boundaries? You decide. This is up to you. You rethinking these things. And it'll be different for everyone. Now, on the 26th, full moon in the area of creativity, fun, pleasure, romance, and children. This is where you can have, like, when it comes to children, you know, this is where you might decide to do some new things, change things up with your kids, take a different approach. When it comes to romance, this is where breakups can happen. A romance that is not meant to last now will be complete, because full moons are endings and completion points. Or a romance that's meant to move to the next level can. Just make sure it is a retrograde. Don't jump into moving with anyone too soon or anything like that. No new. This needs to be like, oh, we thought about this months ago, but now we're making it official. That's something we want to do. Romances that are lost its sparkle will come to an end. If you're in a relationship and you want to reignite the spark, this full moon will be like, hey, what can you do to revive spark and romance into your relationship? It's a great full moon for fun and just pleasure. If you can use it wise, it'll be like, get into that hobby, get into something you enjoy. Enjoyment is key to life. And this full moon says, you haven't been enjoying life, you should enjoy life. Find ways to do so. Release what's been keeping you stuck from enjoyment and pleasure. On the 29th, Venus now enters into the area of career, goals, sense of purpose, ambitions, and this is like follow through on what you're passionate about. This makes you more charismatic, which is good, which will simmer down some of that Mercury energy, but it'll still be there. So be aware of it and think before you speak, as your reputation is now out front and center and people are looking at you, you know, and with a more critical eye, with the Mercury retrograde eye, right? And that can sometimes be, how can I say, not very clear. So be aware of that, and yeah, but follow through on your passions with this energy. Makes you more charismatic. People are drawn to you more and more, magnetic. Make sure they're drawn to you for the right reasons though, like, you know, for your mind and who you are, not just for, you know, the illusion of you. On the 30th, Jupiter enters into, Jupiter goes direct. Jupiter goes direct on the 30th until May of 2024, and this is really good. You'll find more opportunities to learn new things. You'll find more opportunities for small distance trips and traveling, little vacations here and there, driving out to other places, opportunities to learn, opportunities to write. You might decide to write something, opportunities to put out information, opportunities to teach, to share information, opportunities to expand your knowledge, opportunities to expand your thought process, opportunities that lead through communication and networking and marketing going forward. And that is your December. Thank you so much for watching. I'm wishing you a beautiful and blessed December.